Hello and welcome! This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more Prison Architect with our Gangland prison. And I believe we were just finishing off the second cell block, and it looks like we have to reroute some utilities possibly here. Yes, definitely here we do. Go ahead and draw that out. Now, there should be shower heads over here, too, so I might as well do that. There we go. That should cover everything. I should have shower heads here. Yeah, I can see the silhouettes. All right. And I do want to check over here to see if there's anything else we can grab right now. We might as well start on education. And anything in maintenance I'd want to do. I got everything, it looks like. Land expansion, not really. Bank loan, I don't think so. Tax relief. You know what? Why not? Tax relief. We've got extra cash, and that probably will pay dividends later. And I think that's about all I can work on right now because the security chief is working on a bunch of other things at the moment. All right, let's go ahead. Let things run its course. We just have our first prisoner intake here. We're getting those guys in. I don't have intelligence yet, so I don't know if I can tell if these guys are members of gangs or not. Caught cleaving skulls of several priests with a really old axe. Was apparently on a bad trip after eating mushrooms. Sentenced to 24 years for aggravated burglary. And wasn't. Huh. Okay, so he wasn't convicted of killing them. I guess. All right, whatever. All right. Very high reoffending chance, so I'm not surprised with that guy. All right, well, we're going to have to keep an eye on... do I have deployment yet? I do. Yes? Yes. I just got it, as a matter of fact. So what we want to do is deploy guards. And I need one in here to let the people... the workers coming and going from the storage area. I also need another one down here. One over here. Probably another one in the airlock. We don't have quite that many guards, though, so I think that's going to be it for now. And then we're going to put one in the canteen and one in the shower. I don't have enough guards to do more than that right now, but we'll get more guards here in a second. As a matter of fact, I'm tempted to hire a couple more, but we're kind of low on the daily cash flow, and I'm not sure if that would be wise or not. But I'm going to do 2 more. Oops, 3 more. All right, well, that's fine. I'm too used to RimWorld where you hit right mouse button and that... deselects what you have going, so I accidentally placed more guards than I wanted to. I could also fire the workers, but considering right now they have a bunch of things they need to do. Alright, here come the drink machine, so we're finally going to have a staff room. And we're not quite at the capacity we need. Although... over here, we have mostly everything hooked up on this side. Now that we have prisoner intake, it's going to be a lot slower to get certain things finished in the cell blocks once we have the doors in, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem. We're getting some of the finishing touches in here. I also want to put metal detectors in eventually. And finish off the yard in a more the way that it's going to eventually be. This central area isn't really established yet. All right, so let's go back to deployment because I do have extra guards now. I'm going to put one over here. And I think that will be it for now. Uh-oh. We've got violence in the yard. I could throw some more guards on this. All right. Take care of that. Hopefully we didn't have anybody die on us. It doesn't look like it. I was prepared for this to be dicey. I should have doctors, right? No, I don't have any doctors. Okay, well, we're probably going to be running... we have injured people, so we're going to need that. See, I hadn't really planned things out very well. What I might do here is just fire some workers. There. Now we have positive income. We have 19 guards working. Which is overkill for how many... Oh. Somebody did die, didn't they? Yes. Well, that's not a good sign. Where's the body? Ah, there he is. Oh, we got a Polaroid. Let's take a look at that. I guess that's appropriate for what just happened. Well, day one, prisoner intake, and we already have a death. This is where the gang violence is going to be an issue, obviously. And I guess we might as well go and get more intake. So, intake. You know what? I'm fairly confident we'll have some of these cells ready to go, so... we'll do 9 for now. You can always change that later, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and set up the rooms here. So, first we need a shower over here, and we need cells all the way along here. And then we'll be able to do more intake later. Now, I'm just going to be shy of the 50 that we need for cell block B. I could cheat and put some cells somewhere. Did I ever make these holding cells? I don't know if I did. Another thing I'm going to need is deployment guard here. And I'm going to need rooms, solitary. These have not been set up. There we go. I don't know if I ever set up the sprinklers in here. I don't think I did. So that's something I'm going to need to add. So, sprinkler. One there, one there, one there. I think it's slightly different placement than what I did in the other cells, but that's okay. I think it will do fine. Okay, we have some more cells available legally. I guess we might as well just add these in to the cells that are getting done, though. Well, actually, it doesn't matter if they're done or not. Alright, that should take care of that. We don't have anything in here, so I guess I'll go ahead and put one over here, and one over there. I want to make sure prisoners lighting things on fire is not nearly as big of a threat. Well, now that we have had a prisoner death, I actually have to watch out for my job here. We might lose. We might lose very early. And I think I am going to deploy a guard in here just so we have less issues with movement. I mean, we have less guards on the floors. Hopefully I can rectify that in the future. Do we have the patrols yet? We do. Okay, let's go ahead and get intelligence. And I believe there's a grant we can get for the security procedure. Matter of fact, it looks like we can already get it because the staff room one must have completed. So all we need for this is hire 10 guards, done. Hire security chief, done. Assign 3 guards to patrol routes. Well, this is pretty simple. All we have to do is just go into deployment, guard patrols, and we'll have them patrol around the yard area, I guess. Although I can't actually see necessarily the yard at the moment. And then we just grab 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's done. I'm actually going to remove one of the guards, and we'll have 2 guards go on patrol here. Okay. Well, now that we have that grant out of the way, we've got... That's for dog handling. We're not quite there yet. Inmate health and well-being. We already have, I think, all of these things, so... this should complete quickly. Oh, hire a psychologist. Well, I think I already was working on... Yeah, psychology. So I just need the psychologists themselves. So staff, psychologist. Put them there so they're near an office. And there's the grant. Now I am running a deficit here, but in the morning I should get more prisoners, so that should be fine. Let's see. Next grant. Okay, so we've got... That's going to take a while to do. That's going to take a really long time to do. This is psychotic. With our prison where we've already had somebody die. No thank you. So, I'll just take an advance, I guess. This isn't too hard to do. Comparatively, when you compare them to the other things. Because I don't have a laundry at all right now. So, this is not something we can do right this second. So, I'm just going to do this one. It gives me 15,000 up front. Now, we're under the 300,000 that we started with. Even after completing rapid-fire grants. Do we have max security people? We do, even though I asked only for normal security. Sometimes they leak in. And imagine that, the max sec people are the ones that murdered the other prisoners. Alright, so let's take a look at intake. Again, I've told it to only be medium sec, but sometimes when you have medium sec, the max sec guys wander in. They might have been punished into max sec, though. Sometimes that happens. Let's take a look at these guys. So we've got carjacking, carjacking, car theft, carjacking, perjury, and then he's had... so he's serving sentences for all of these things. And what is his overall prison sentence? 48 years. And he served almost 9 of them, and he's 35 right now. So he's been in prison since he was 26. Okay. We don't know anything about his reputation, but we don't have intelligence yet. What about the other guy? Alright, so 25 years for multiple crimes. Now, it says 36 here, though, but maybe that's parole period here, the blue area. So murder, 25 years. Manslaughter, 11 years. Okay. And the murder might be actually what he just did in the prison. I'm not exactly sure. And he's only 29, so... How many years has he been in prison? 5.7, so he's been in prison since he's 24, maybe 23. All right. Interesting reading sometimes on the prisoners. We definitely got a violent lot. Now, whether or not there are members of gangs, so far I haven't been able to tell. We don't have really that much danger level in the prison, even though somebody died. I almost wonder if I should set up a max sec area that is like super lockdown, solitary, you never get to see daylight kind of thing. Which honestly, that's pretty much what a supermax prison is. Alright, so I do see different legal cells here, so I might as well grab them, turn them into cells. And I can always change the intake at the last second. Alright. So we could have 17 prisoners come in. I figure we might as well take them. Got a total of 35 that can come into the prison, so that's good. There are no max sec people that I can see, so we shouldn't get hit with any of those guys. Alright. I don't have any immediate plans, but probably want to keep the working staff working, as they've done mostly everything they need to do right now. So maybe I get the yard in order. Part of me, what I'd like to do is I'd like to separate the yard from the rest of the prison population, so people that are doing their yard time. Granted, we only have medium security, so I don't know if it's going to be easy for me to separate. I mean, we could separate out the max sec guys so that they're not in the same place at the same time, which would probably be advisable. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to end up doing that. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put the eat time for the max security people there. We'll give them their yard time while the other ones are eating. And then we'll have them eat there, free time then, shower then. Maybe we even have them lock up a lot more, have them have less free time. Okay, so yeah, we'll lock them up for the period that these guys are in shower. Then we'll give them free time. And then we'll have them eat. This point, free time. Now, I do have to start thinking about work time. And at the moment, I don't think I want to give the max sec people any work time at all. They have no privileges for work. So we'll go ahead and give a 3-hour work period at this point for the normal security. And then that's under logistics. We'll let 2 prisoners work here and 6 prisoners work there. And then that takes care of the regime. So the yard. As I was saying, I'd like to separate the yard out. Another thing I'd like to do, as a matter of fact, I'm going to clear out parts of the yard. So, yard, where are you? I'm going to assume it's one of the yellow. There it is. Okay. So we'll take this, cut it back a little bit. Okay. I would like relatively the same kind of airlock thing here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the door is at the 5th spot. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could just do that. That would have been easier. And then we're going to grab a jail door, large jail door. Okay. And then I want a 2-size pathway. This is probably going to really squeeze the yard down, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is let's grab room, yard. You know what? I think I'm just going to go ahead Well, I realize there's going to be a slight problem here. Because I can't see where the fence is. So you know what? We're going to leave the yard as it is. Because I want to see where the fence is. And we might as well get these guys working. So we'll get them to do concrete tiles. And we'll have them pave from here through here. And also in here. And in here. Not sure what I want to do here just yet. I think I'll just do something like this and this. Okay. Give the workers something to do. Let's speed things up. Alright, so we've got some more cells down here. We don't have a toilet installed here yet. Missing a lot of furniture. Okay. When is intake going to happen? 7 hours. Okay, we've got plenty of time. I'm going to go ahead and turn that intake up another couple, because we have the cells ready for them. I'm probably going to have to max out the guards, but we'll wait until the prisoner intake actually occurs. Alright, we're getting more cells here. As a matter of fact, it looks like they're all done. So, grab the rest of the cells. There we go. And that leaves us with 48, so let's get our prisoner intake to that. So we've got 23, so we need 25. Alright. That's going to be more than double our prison population, so we might have another person die on us. We'll have to see. Okay, now that I have that, I would also like materials, concrete tiles, we'll do this, and what I think I'm going to do here, go switch to rooms, and go to the yard again, and just, I'm going to just go ahead and cancel this. I think what I'm going to do, for the sake of space, is I'm going to make the yards 2 separate areas. We're going to have a yard in here, and we're going to have another yard up here. I think that's what I'm going to do. And why don't I grab the materials here, because I'd like to continue with the paving, so I get an idea of where the paths will be and things like that. So that is going to be what we're looking at for now. And then at various places like this, I'm going to go ahead and pave across. Might as well do that, I guess. Pave across there, across there. And we need that goes down there. That goes down there. There we go. Alright, so that's going to be prison for now. And we'll also grab some like that. And I think we can go ahead and set up our 1 yard area. So I'm going to put fencing in here. Now it's hard for me to say exactly where this, and of course I have to change the patrol route, so I might as well just Guard patrol. Just delete it for now. Because we're obviously not done. And I might have accidentally... Oh, okay, we do need a guard deployed there. Okay. Alright. So, kind of want roughly in the middle of this yard area to be the door. So, what kind of size are we looking at for the area here? Looking at 18. Okay, so... Well, actually, if I do it this way... And then... Yeah, okay, so that would be the middle. So we would do like that. Okay, the door is going to go there. So... Large jail door. Here. And then... I'll go ahead and erase this because I don't know if it will get erased by the fences or not. You know what, I'm going to keep them up. Just so that for sanity's sake. There we go. Good. Alright, and then I'd like the materials fence. There we go. Alright, so that's yard number 1, and I'm going to go ahead and designate it that. I think I'll lose the fences a little bit, but that's okay. I can use the planning lines to figure that out. There's yard number 1. Then yard number 2 is going to be about the same size, so... Oh, you know what I realize here, though? For yard number 2, we're going to have some issues because of the cleaning room here. So I'm probably going to have to make it slightly smaller to allow for travel through here. Alternatively, I could put the second yard in a different place. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in this central location. And just to keep things simple, let's go ahead and deploy 2 guards. Oh, wait, I can't yet because the fences aren't closed. Okay, that's fine. I don't know. I really would like that yard area, though. I could always move the door. So, you know what? That's what we're going to do. So anyway, let me see here. Planning-wise... so we've got 10 by 18. So if we were to make this a thing like that, it would be 12 by 20. So we want roughly the same area, 20 by 12. So that would be the same overall size of the yard, and of course we'd have the door here. Yeah, we'll do that, and I'll just move the door here. So what I'd like to have happen here, we'll go in Objects, Door, we'll put one in there. And then, while we're working on that, we'll dismantle this door, and then I'll just build a wall there, and it'll be fine. And then we need materials, fence. I don't know if this is a particularly good idea or not. I just like the idea of separating out the prisoners into 2 separate yards so that we don't have that huge population all in one area. And I'm going to deploy 2 guards in each yard to keep an eye on the prisoners so we don't have somebody getting murdered again. At least that's the idea. And we keep them, locked away so that anybody that's coming through is going to be separated from the yard people. Like, if somebody's coming from the canteen and they're going past the yard, the people in the yard can't go over and knife them because they're in the yard area. So that's why I'm doing some of these things. Okay, so this, I might as well make the room for the yard. I guess we can have time tick while we do this. There we go, and then we just need the door, and we should be golden. There we go. So this is kind of an experiment to see how well this works, to see if we can curb some of the violence by doing this. And then we're going to deploy 2 guards there. And I also want more guards here and in the cell blocks. We don't have the personnel to do these deployment zones yet. Oh, what is this guy? That was an accident. Thank you. Okay. But we'll get a bunch more guards here once we get the intake, which is going to happen in about an hour. Speaking of time and other things, we've got intelligence. So I would like the dogs, I think, next. And do we work on legal? I don't see a reason why not. I mean, we have the money for it. Okay, so with that in mind, what is that one grant for the assigned 2 guard dogs, 2 armed guards? Well, we definitely want armed guards eventually. So why don't we go ahead and make the armory, and we're going to also want a security office. I have to keep that in mind, and the kennel. And they're all going to be down here, because this is kind of our staff rooms here. So let's take a look at, and I'll let it go on 1 speed while I think here. So first thing we need to look at is the kennel. The kennel, which we don't have research yet, but we can at least see what it says. Minimum size 5x5. Well, I'm probably going to make it that size. Armory, there is none. And we can actually fit it in with the security room, which needs to be 4x4. So first things first, let's figure out the kennel here. So planning. If we were to do it... Oh, that was the wrong thing. Okay. Right, so that's a little bit big. Yeah. My counting is a little off today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. And then we're... All right. There you go. So that's all you need for a kennel, huh? All right, well, we'll do that. And then 4x4, so we don't need quite that size, but that's fine. All right, so what kind of size do we have? We've got 16, so... I could make the armory separate. It only needs to be kind of on the small side because it's a... yeah, so we'll make it smallish. So... about that size. There's the armory. And then we have the security office, which I can put a door somewhere like that. Now, I don't know if this is optimum for size and things, but I think this is what we're going to end up doing. For kennel. I could make the kennel bigger. I'm trying to think, what other rooms would we want that would be staff-style rooms? We have security office. We already have a staff room. As far as I can tell, that would probably be it. There's no reason not to make the kennel bigger than it is, so go ahead and do that. And then I'll make it about the same width, but I'll bring it down. You know, now that I think about it, I don't want anything... Well, that's okay, I guess. Considering that this is staff facilities. Bring it down to about there. And then we'll put a door here. Alright, that looks a little bit better. Alright. So we're getting close to prisoner intake time. And actually, this is a good point to put a cut in the video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner signing out.